Hey, this your boy Robert Brown, Bernie supporter, black man for Bernie. Um, just trying to get something off my chest again. I'm sending you a quick video to let you know, California, the ball is in your court. I mean, New York should have been for Bernie. There's a lot of fishy things going on in New York City and the other metropolitan areas that we're investigating. We won most of the counties, but for some reason, these 4 or 5 little areas we didn't win, but we won most of the other counties, beating out, doing better than Obama did in 2008. And this thing didn't go for Bernie. That's questionable. But two things that were not in our favor, and the reason why I'm sending this video. Two things weren't in our favor. Number one, our date to switch over from independent to Democratic Party was way in October before the presidential campaign just started getting some traction. People still getting to know Bernie. People really wasn't sure about some of the things going on with Hillary Clinton. So, you know, plus the governor and the mayor are in the pocket of the Clintons. They both worked on the Clinton administration. So there's a lot of fishy thing going on, especially in Brooklyn with the voting with the purging, and a lot of people not getting the opportunity to vote. And then we have 3 million independents that didn't get a chance to vote and probably didn't even know about the switch date. Which brings me to you. Now back to this. Yet we still netted a whole bunch of delegates. We still about not that far behind from Senator Clinton. Secretary Clinton, about 200 delegates. We still got 1,400 to go. So why people talking about, oh, it's over with? Who said it was over? Stop listening to the pundits on TV. Stop listening to the media or the multi-million-dollar media who's putting money in our pocket. This thing is far from over. Come on, get your head out your behind. We still got more states to go. 1,447 delegates to go. Come on, and we only under 200. We did better than Obama, who only got 90 delegates and got his behind whooped here in New York City. But yet you're still calling him the two-term president of the United States, the POTUS. And you can do the same thing with Bernie if you do exactly what I tell you to do here. Now, I always wanted to know, how did Obama flip the superdelegates and took them away from Clinton? Because Clinton had the superdelegates. Obama convinced them to come over. I think this is how Obama showed the power that he brings from the grassroots. He showed the many demographic of voters that he had, and he made that case, and all of them came to him because they knew Hillary was going to lose. She had no power to run up against any other Republicans, not even John McCain. And they decided to flip. So here's what we need you to do. Now, California, you have to start a Switch for Bernie campaign. You got to make it big. You got to make it huge. You got to make it incredible. You got to have block parties, cookouts. You got to get out to festivals. You got to follow Bernie everywhere he go, and put up big signs and say, if you're independent and you want to vote in this campaign, because your chances of voting is slim to none. It's really none. If you're independent and you want to vote in this particular primary, come over here and switch from independent to Democratic. It is essential that you do in order for us to win. Why? Because when we get the independents involved, Bernie wins. We win the caucuses, but the closed primary we don't win because we only can allow Democrats to vote. And there's only a certain percentage of Democrats that's going to vote for Senator Sanders, and the other ones just staunch, hardcore, old school Hillary voters, and you're not going to get them, you're not going to convince them. You know, I don't care what you throw down her way, she could be arrested and with cocaine in her arms, and they still going to vote for her. I don't understand the idiocy, if that's a real word, of some of these people. Why are you going to vote for people who are already indicted? Now, let me get off that. Switch for Bernie campaign, you got to do it. You got to start it tomorrow, start it tonight. You got to get the person from the voter registration board to follow you everywhere you go and get the independents to switch to Bernie. Two things going to happen. If we get the independents to switch to Bernie, and we get our Democratic base to come out in large number, we get the independents out in large number, and yes, some Republicans, I'll talk to you about that in a second, we will win California in a huge landslide. If we can get 70% plus, we're going to get majority of delegates, and that's going to put Bernie ahead. So this thing is nowhere over. Ain't no fat lady singing. Look, I don't see nobody fat. I don't see nobody fat in this park. So ain't no fat lady singing around here. Ain't nobody singing? No, so come on. Come on, people. Come on. Push your independent base to vote for Democrat. They can still vote independent in the general. The general is open to anybody. You vote to whoever you want. You ain't got to vote Republican or Democratic. But in the primaries, we need them to do that. Now, another reason why we need them independents to jump from independent to Democrats, not only to win these next states in a landslide victory, accumulate a lot of delegate points, which put us in a position of strength. It also put us in a position, because Bernie said he's going to take this all the way to the last vote, and I believe him. And I don't believe he's going to rally us to support her when she's under indictment, got bad judgment. No, he's not going to do that. He's trying to be nice. He's not going to do that. He'll rather run independent, and we will encourage him to do that. But that's not going to happen, because we're going to overturn the delegate gap with you guys, because you're going to switch most of the independent over to Democratic. We're going to win in a landslide, and we're going to get most of the delegates, and we're going to flip the page, and we're going to be in the lead. And Bernie takes the lead. So that's your job. And this has to happen in all states. This Switch for Bernie campaign has to go for every state. We can't assume that the Democrats going to go Bernie. We got to get the independents involved, pulling away from them. Now, what this does, in our attempt to go to the convention, it put us in the strength to go to the delegates, the super delegates, and say, hey, she have no chance of winning, Doc. Look, we got a certain percentage of demographic of the Democrats, and that's growing. Why? Because the independents are coming over and taking the lead of Bernie supporters being Democrats. Then we'll say, not only do we have that, we have the independent. The independent vote for us almost 70%. Not even Trump getting most of the independent. They're overwhelmingly for Sanders. And last but not least, a lot of Republicans don't like the Republican base. They don't like Kasich. They don't like Cruz. And they sure don't like Trump. And they're not going to go with him. They're not going to go with them. So they're going to come over to Bernie's side, because Bernie taught their language. And he's not attached to big money or nothing like that. So that's the key to winning America for Bernie. You convince everybody that you know that's independent to switch them over on your laptop, on your computer, tell them they can go on their phones and switch over. Make the switch for Bernie. Make the switch for Bernie. Now, we got a march going on into the convention. So you're going to have thousands upon thousands marching out there for Bernie, letting the DNC know that you better make this man a man, or you better. And at the same time, we're talking about our delegate count. We've overturned Hillary Clinton, but not only did we overturn her, we got the a huge block of the Democratic block. We got the huge majority of the independent block, and we got some of the Republican block. And make no bottom line, it doesn't matter. They're gonna vote for Bernie. They will not vote for a Republican. Now, our case, our base refused to vote for somebody who can't even pass a polygraph test. So come on, get your head out. Yo, you know what? Let's march forward. Let's go forward. It's Bernie or bust. Let's keep preaching that. Let's keep teaching that. It's Bernie or bust. We ain't giving up on Bernie. Come on. He ain't giving up on us. He ain't giving up on you. Everybody talking about I'm ready for Hillary. Hillary ain't ready for you. She's ready for those corporate people. You know, I'm for her. She ain't for you. She's for the corporate people. So come on. Let's get back on this Bernie or bust rally. Let's get people transferred over from independent status to Democratic status. Bring the bar up high where we can make our claims that we own a certain part of the demographic. We own the independents, and we own a portion of the Republicans. That put us in the position of strength. And without you, you can't win. Holla at you later. Feel the burn, baby. Feel the burn.